Hi, everyone. Welcome to our quarterly visit with Claire Rosso, our CEO of ISC Squared. I'm Zach Tudor. I'm the chairman of the board. Really happy to be here. The purpose of these videos is to give you some insights into our recent accomplishments, what the board and your leadership and management team have been doing lately, and some of the things that we're doing in future strategic directions. And I also encourage all of our members to check out our past discussions on the ISC Squared website. Claire, we are already past the midpoint for 2021, and we're about 9 months into your tenure. There have been a lot of exciting developments that you shared with the board recently. Can you tell our members some of the great work happening on their behalf?
Absolutely. Good to be here with you, Zach. So I have great news. We have officially eclipsed 160,000 certified members worldwide. We also have zoomed past the 10,000 mark with CCSP, which I think shouldn't surprise anybody given the fact that cybersecurity professionals globally are saying that is absolutely the most important place where they need to brush up on their skills. The US Department of Defense has approved 2 more ISC Squared certifications, our cloud and healthcare certifications, as requirements for certain of the roles within the DoD. CISSP won the Best Professional Certification Program at SC Awards 2021. We have another award. Our Professional Development Institute won Best Professional Training Awards at SC Awards Europe 2021. And then we also achieved IAS accreditation for our entire roster of cybersecurity certifications. And we are the only organization of our kind to do that. And that just further solidifies that ISC Squared certifications are the most rigorous and trusted standard for evaluating the expertise of security professionals globally.
All right, Claire, I'm really looking forward to you showing us the trophy case for all of the different things that ISC Squared has been winning, whether they're medals or trophies or plaques. But I think we need to make sure that we get all of that. It's really a great list of accomplishments over this quarter. As a member, it's great to see the continued recognition for certifications like CISSP, and it's also great to see how the community has been embracing CCSP, especially with how critical cloud security is right now. So credit to the entire team back at ISC Squared.
And thank you, that team's done great.
And speaking of the team, you've announced some new hires. We got to meet some of them at the board meeting. Can you tell us about them?
Absolutely. So we have brought on some new leaders who are very member focused and member benefit focused. First, Amy Eubanks has taken on the role of Executive Vice President, Strategy and Professional Development. And she's working with the team to really make sure we are delivering the best possible education we can pre-certification as well as post-certification. And she has years of experience developing education and innovating in the professional development space for certified professionals. We've also welcomed Tara Wisniewski, who comes to us actually with experience in the cybersecurity industry. And she is the Executive Vice President of Advocacy, Global Markets, and Member Engagement. She has a pretty big remit from advocacy and working with the Center for Cyber Safety and Education to member engagement, working with our chapters and setting up some new programs, as well as she's going to be one of the leaders supporting and championing our diversity, equity, and inclusion initiative.
Well, so you touched on a few areas under Amy and Tara's responsibilities that the members may not be aware of. Can you tell us more about what members can expect?
Absolutely. So members can expect to see ISC Squared get much more engaged in the global community. And some examples of that I have are working with government agencies, policymakers, and regulatory bodies around the world to support standardization and best practices for laws and regulations impacting cybersecurity professionals. Also, we've talked a lot now about amplifying our activities around shrinking the workforce gap, and we have numerous conversations underway that will provide solutions that we can both directly deliver as well as work in partnership with to deliver. So we're excited about what's coming that way. And probably at our next meeting, we'll have more to say there. We're also going to be building on the great foundational work that's been going on with the center, with scholarships and helping to encourage people to enter cybersecurity careers with some new programs that we'll have forthcoming in 2022. So again, more to come in that space. And wow, since we met in April, we have done so much to further our DEI initiative to increase women, minorities, and other underrepresented groups in cybersecurity. So among the things we've done, in May, we launched a DEI resource center that is on our website, isc2.org/DEI, and it's filled with information for individuals and for employers. So I encourage you to check it out. We also conducted focus groups globally to really understand from our members and other professionals in cybersecurity how we can make the biggest impact. And we will be launching our new strategy at Security Congress in October. But one of the things I will tell you about that I think was really interesting and insightful that came out of that study was it's not just gender, race, ethnicity that are impacting diversity in the cybersecurity profession. We found a repeated trend that education and experience is also a barrier to entry into the profession as well as advancement into the profession. And sort of the way I would say that is sometimes hiring managers feel like, well, if you don't have that same experience or took the same path I did, maybe you're not quite good enough for this. And that's something that we need to explore more because we know that a diverse set of professionals makes a better cybersecurity team. And then, like I said, at Security Congress this year, we will dive in deeper on DEI and what we have going on. We have a whole track there. And finally, if I think about other things we're doing with and for the members, is we're looking for more ways that members can be involved in ISC squared. In fact, as you know, Zach, we talked about at the board meeting this weekend, how could we reinvigorate our regional advisory panels to increase transparency and provide more avenues to incorporate member feedback into our strategies and key activities. We're exploring opportunities for virtual mentoring programs. We've launched new pages on our website to make it easier for members to find and connect with our local ISC squared chapter. And of course, there's our ISC squared communities that we have on our website. So all of that, so much more. And if there's something missing that a member who's listening to this didn't hear, let us know. And we'd like to explore that as well.
All right, good. Well, with that, I'll give a shout out to my local Idaho Falls ISD Squared chapter, and I hope they have great success as they help the community put on a B-Sides conference. You did mention Security Congress. You know, unfortunately, we're seeing new waves of COVID-19 all across the nation and the world. How will that impact Security Congress?
That's a good question. So I want to stress that first and foremost, the health and safety of our in-person attendees and our staff is just paramount to us. So we are ready to pivot for whatever needs to be done. So Security Congress this year was planned to be in person and virtual simultaneously. We are still moving forward with that plan. We are reviewing what our safety protocols that are in place are. I heard that DEF CON asked that people attending be vaccinated. We've decided that for our staff, we will ensure that they've had a negative COVID test within 24 hours of the start of the conference. But we're ready to pivot. If something happens and we need to go all virtual, we'll be ready to do that. But right now, we are planning to have the on-site experience, which is going to be pretty spectacular in Orlando. We recently promoted who our keynote speakers are. There's a great lineup. Plus, we have 140 speakers in total, over 125 sessions, 40 hours of CPE. Plus, we'll be awarding this year's Global Achievement Awards. It's going to be fantastic. Hopefully both in person and virtual, but even if it has to go all virtual, it's going to be a fantastic event.
Oh yeah, thanks, Claire. I say it all the time, whether it's virtual or in person, and I have to say the virtual event last year was really a great success. Security Congress is a great event for people at all stages of their cybersecurity career. And in addition to all the informative sessions, we also host our annual town hall at the Congress, which is an opportunity for the members to hear from the different panel of ISC Squared leadership and board members and to ask us questions. And speaking of the board, I want to remind all of our members that the board of directors election is coming up. Keep an eye out in your email box. Some of the important dates to remember: on September 1st, we'll get something announcing the instructions for electronic voting. On the 8th of September, the electronic voting will begin. And on 22 September, the electronic voting ends. We announced the new board members in Q4 and the new board officers in January.
Yeah, thanks for reminding everyone of that. We have so many exciting things going on here at ISC Squared. It's really important that we receive input from members through their elected board of directors to help us guide the path of the organization and the cybersecurity profession.
Claire, I couldn't agree more. As you know, I volunteered in a lot of different areas for ISC Squared before becoming a board member. And getting more board members involved through all the new programs that the team is creating for volunteering, mentoring, and more will just help strengthen our community. We've already covered a lot of ground. Is there anything I missed?
Well, there's one thing that I can think of that's always a topic of interest to many, especially because of talking about COVID-19 on the uptick, and that is, where are we with those online proctored exams? So we did do a webinar not so long ago that you can go see the recording of, but I just want to emphasize a few things. One is the integrity and value of our certifications are first and foremost for us. So the only way that we're going to offer online proctored exams is if we can do it safely and securely. We learned a lot from the pilot that we had in February. And as you all know, and as we've said before, we were a little disappointed by the number of statistical abnormalities that we found during that process. But we're putting several new processes and procedures in place to help make it more secure for us to offer online proctored exams. And we do hope that before the end of the year that we will be able to run our second pilot. Now, I would say for anybody that wants to sit for an exam in 2021, don't wait for our pilot, right? Take that exam now, do it now, right? But we are still looking at doing it and moving that forward. But again, we just want to ensure that your certifications are highly valued in the marketplace, and that requires us to provide the online proctored exams in the safest way possible.
Yeah, great. Claire, thank you so much. After what you told us about all this during the board meeting, I know that we have some of the highest integrity in our testing and in our processes, and we're going to be, leading the industry, once again. Well, until next quarter, thank you. I really appreciate having all of you join us for this discussion. We hope to see you at Security Congress, either live or virtually. We thank you for everything you do to inspire a safe and secure cyber world.